my name is Nur Zafira binti Zangri. I am from EM77018, going to do my own video presentation due to the pandemic of COVID-19 where there is no physical class. So, today I will explain on the cross-countries budgeting system, and I will explain on 3 chosen countries, which is for developed country is New Zealand, developing country is Malaysia, and underdeveloped country is Afghanistan. Hi. So we are moving forward to our next discussion. As we are talking about budget, do you know what does it mean of budget? So basically, budget is an assumption or a formal plan that has been done by government that consisting of revenue and expenses for the future. We know that all the budget that has been done have the purpose to serve the country in terms of social, in terms of political, in terms of the economy. And we must know where does the word budget came from. So basically, the word budget derived from a French word that stands for budget. So from that, it has been translated into the English word as a budget. So we are talking now about budgeting system. In order to have a budget, we need to have a budgeting system. Budgeting system means the way or the approach, the method, the tools that has been used by the government in order to produce the budget. And we must remember, different types of budgeting system serve to a different approach and different aims. Okay, we begin with Malaysia. Malaysia, since 2018, under the leadership of Tun Mahathir Mohamad, they are choosing to use the zero-based budgeting system. A zero-based budgeting system means a budget that is made from scratch, as they assume that the government department have a zero figures, and this budgeting system does not use the past figures that have been done. So, is there any advantages of using the zero-based system? So zero-based system, when we use it, we know that we able to allocate resource efficiently. Why? Because when we are doing something that does not based on the past, we are freely to make a decision. Thus, it will lead to the efficient allocation of resources. And also, through the zero-based budgeting system, we able to emphasize on decision making, as well as it allowed for we are using the CBA, which is cost benefit analysis. Cost benefit analysis meaning that the government will look at the benefit that will be gained from the budget that has been allocated. So the aim why government of Malaysia using the zero base as a information, because they would like to be more effectiveness, efficiency, and the most thing is they would like to avoid from any reckless spending or any more debts. And for the disadvantages of using the zero base is it is hard if we have lack of expertise. As we know, when we cannot referring to the past figures, it must be made from scratch. It required an expertise in knowledge, in skills to do it. And it can be as something that is subjective in nature, because we know that to count something that is not exist is a very subjective, and they need to do so. Hi, so let's moving on to the New Zealand budgeting system. Alright, New Zealand budgeting system, they agreed to use the OBB, that stands for outcome based budgeting. Why New Zealand agreed to do so. Under the new budgeting, which is the well-being budgeting in 2020, it emphasized more on the impact on the expected outcome of the public, where the government of New Zealand, they are looking for a best quality of life of their citizen for the long-term impact in terms of policies and other things. Alright, so what is the advantages of using OBB? We know that by using OBB, it will enhance transparency. Why? Because they need to be transparent with what they are doing. As OBB, it includes all the four main elements, which is inputs, processes, outcome, and also output. It means that in order to have the outcome, in order to look for the outcome, it need to consider all the three elements previously. And then it will highlight the government ineffectiveness in the spending of public money, because we know that if they are planning something that is not for the benefit of the citizen, then it will reflecting their and inefficient. So what is the pros of using OBB? When we are using OBB, it requires a details information. You know, when we are required to do something in details information, it costs time and it needs for more manpower in order for us to gather all the information. Alright? The second point is, it will cause a difficulty for the government to expect or to predict the expected outcome, because as we know, something that we plan will always be on what we are expected. It is depends on the nature of environment too. We can plan, but we cannot decide the actual things to happen. Hi. So we are moving on to the last country that will be discussed, which is Afghanistan. Afghanistan has used this kind of budgeting system for a long time, and the budgeting system is program performance budgeting system. As we know, program performance budgeting system is a budgeting system that is made through the project that has been proposed by the public servant. So we know that when we would like to have our project to be successful, to get the fund, we always make sure the project that been done, that been planned, is something that is aligned with the national objective, surely. So it can be an advantage for using this kind of budgeting system. Every project that will be catered by the ministry, that will be authorized by the by the minister, it will be something that is aligned with the national objective. Means the resources is being used in a right way, at the right moment, and for the right purpose. Then, you know, when we are using this PPBS budgeting system, it allows for the government to prioritize project. They know which project to be take into consideration first, and we can put it in a sequence of their turn. Alright? So, but there is disadvantages of using this kind of budgeting system, where it is time consuming. You know, when we are planning for an event, a project, it consumes time, because we need to think from A to Z towards the end, to the evaluation, from the planning to the evaluation. So it consumes time, and it required a precise thinking skill, where we need to think creatively, critically, in order to ensure the project will be happen accordingly, and there will be no problem in the middle of the project that has been done. So basically, I guess I am moving on to the last part of our discussion today, which is conclusion. I would like to summarize that there is no unified budgeting system in this world, and every country, they are free to choose what kind of budgeting system that they want. And each country, they need to look on their economic situation. They cannot they cannot imitate others because other country have a different elements and different situation. So here I am. Thank you very much for your attention. See you again.